Now, the true intent of this quote is to remember to reserve your rational mind to the task at hand in the present moment. Because what's Stoicism, you guys? What are we trying to learn here if not the tools to cultivate within so that we can apply our rational minds in the present moment without feeling emotions, or rather, without letting emotions in our ruling faculty? That's it. That's all we're trying to do here, you guys. It's learn how to apply a rational mind in the present moment, no matter what's happening in the world or around us. Welcome to episode 64, you guys. Season 4, episode 4. I'm getting better at this. Thanks to all your input. I'm still running on my own, solo, doing these things unscripted to try and give you as raw footage of my life as possible as I'm doing this, though. But I'd be lying if I didn't mention a few names. You know, people who have heard my podcast or read my books. Jason Zenobia reached out after my first book and said, "Hey, bro, let me help you put some audiobooks out there." And he helped get my books on audio format on Audible and wherever. Joey Toole's production, after he heard my first year of podcast, he said, "Man, your content is awesome. Your quality sucks. Can I help you make it better?" And, you know, season 2 and 3, the quality of the podcast is, you know, studio quality. I was in the studio. Now, of course, I'm doing whatever this is. I got someone reaching out from Scandinavia to help me with my content. So, you know, hopefully it'll expedite the quality improvement. It was his idea to do this landscape. So let me know in the comments, wherever you're watching this, whether it's on the YouTube channel, the new YouTube channel, or whether it's on Spotify or on the website, stoicismforabetterlife.com, or on Patreon, patreon.com/AndersonSilver, where you can still support me, by the way. I'm getting a lot of help from supporters. And how awesome is that? Think about this. I put myself out there, vulnerably so. And 4 years later, I have a platform that's reaching, I don't know, I honestly don't know how many people are on this platform. Anderson Nation, if I can call it that. We're about 1,500 strong, maybe 3,000. I'm not sure, somewhere in there, but we're not a big group. So the fact that we're reaching out to each other to help out is awesome. I want to start sharing the names of the people who are asking the questions, just like I do on Instagram when I answer questions, is I want to help you guys connect with each other. We are all in this together. I'm rooting for you, but I know you guys are rooting for me too, and for each other, because you tell this to me all the time. So let's connect. Let's help each other, okay? Today's exercise comes from, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Kurdish Boysip. His @ will be down here so you can add him. Really cool guy. He's been sending me questions online, one of the more active listeners. And he's asked a few questions on how to find motivation from different angles. So, buddy, I got you. Now, to answer, I'm going to seek a quote, some words from Epictetus. If you've been following me from the beginning, you know that Epictetus is kind of my favorite. Yeah, but Seneca is awesome. Marcus Aurelius is awesome. I have Marcus's coin around my neck, as you know. But Epictetus speaks to me at a level that is unique. My personal challenge has been to let go, to be indifferent. And my journey through Stoicism has led me to not to let go of control, but to take control. I took control of my life. Hence the name of my third book, Your Dichotomy of Control, Learn to Control Your World for a Happy and Anxiety-Free Life. So I took control of my life, but Epictetus, he was the one that taught me how. Marcus taught me to be in charge even when I'm weak. Seneca taught me to treat my body as a tool. So not to overdo it, but not to cater to its wishes and wills and whims too much either. Epictetus, he taught me Stoicism. He taught me that externals really don't matter. None of this matters. None of this matters. None of this even exists. We don't even know it exists for sure. Whichever you want to look at it, we know reality is warped, okay? Either you're on the far extreme like me and you believe that this is most probably a simulation, or if you believe that, okay, this is as real as it gets, but it's still not exactly clear. Look up at the sky. It's daytime here, and when I look right out there out the window, I see blue sky. Now my eyes tell me there's nothing there but blue. But my brain, my rational mind, right? Not my primitive body that just reacts to initials, but my cognitive thought capacity that's in my rational mind knows there's stars out there. I just can't see it. So I can't trust my sensory organs. I can't trust my surroundings. What I can trust is my thoughts. Cogito ergo sum, right? René Descartes. But it all started here. Now, I'm going to be reading from Epictetus's Discourses. Most people talk about the Enchiridion, which you should read. But this particular quote, I want to share because I'm going to hit two birds with one stone. This is from his book 1:32. If I have to die, if it is now, well then I die now. If later, then now I will take my lunch, since the hour for lunch has arrived, and dying, I will tend to later. Now, we've seen this quote many times online, and unfortunately, the bastardized, toxic masculine version of Stoicism keeps pushing this quote as, don't fear death, you guys. Don't fear death because we're tough. Keep on living life, right? Okay, fine. You could interpret it that way, and it is a fair interpretation, but it is one interpretation. Moreover, if you read his book in order, or rather, if you read Arrian's notes in order, you will note that this quote means much, much more. And in true Stoic fashion, the right words can mean so much, not just one thing. Now, the true intent of this quote is to remember to reserve your rational mind to the task at hand in the present moment. Because what's Stoicism, you guys? What are we trying to learn here, if not the tools to cultivate within so that we can apply our rational minds in the present moment without feeling emotions, or rather, without letting emotions in our ruling faculty. That's it. That's all we're trying to do here, you guys. It's learn how to apply a rational mind in the present moment, no matter what's happening in the world or around us. So, what this quote is saying is, look, if it's time to die, I'll worry about dying. I'll get my affairs in order. I'll cry if I have to, whatever. We'll mourn. We'll say goodbye. The time will come where I have to do that. That's not the time now. Now, if you're trying to find motivation to do something in the moment, how can you do that if you don't believe in the task at hand? So here's how I would tackle the situation. When you need to motivate yourself to do something in the moment, don't fight against your body. If you don't feel like it, you can't force yourself. And if you do, it's not going to be fun. You're not going to do your best. It's just going to be bad for everyone. First, stop. Write in your journal. Make sure you understand why it is you want to do the task at hand. And if you can write down a logical, rational reason as to why you should not be doing that task, then you don't do it. Think about Epictetus's chamber pot, right? Now, when you know what you want to do, set yourself a roadmap on how you want to execute that. But set this roadmap when you're ordinary and rational. Again, in your journal, meditate. Stoic meditation is reflecting in your journal, pen to paper. Remember, you cannot write pen to paper without triggering your rational mind. So write down your objectives and write down why you need to do that. And then break down why you don't want to do that as well. You must have reasons if you're not motivated, right? Don't ignore that either. We're honest. Stoicism is about honesty with ourselves first. Before we live with anybody else, we must live with ourselves. So sit down, write down how you would want to go about recording a video. And then when the time comes to find your motivation, you can go back to your notes and say, this right here is what my own intelligent, ordinary, emotionless, rational mind decided to do. And now that I'm emotional, I don't feel like doing it anymore. It's very easy with those notes to say, even though I'm emotional, I remember exactly what my rational mind said I should do. So I will do it because I'm living a good life. And that's how I find my motivation. Now, a third trick I can give you is visual cues, where visual people and anchors really help. Again, people try to sell Stoicism as this tough guy philosophy where everything comes from within, right? We're so strong. It's not true. It's not true. We're weak. We're fallible. We're human beings. Last time I checked, this is a predominantly hairless, ugly monkey body that I exist in. I exist in here. I'm a rational, intelligent thing, but I exist in this body that's very primitive and basic. So I need to remind myself that this thing, this vessel, at times fights against me. Not willingly, not on purpose. So as long as I'm reminded, well, I can get back to myself as quickly as possible. A reminder could be like my coin that I wear. It could be tattoos on your forearms, right? It could be a Tree of Life bracelet. It could be a token you carry around in your bag. I personally have at least 8 anchors I can think of, and I rotate them because something works for a while and then you kind of forget it's there because visually you're used to seeing it, and that's the whole point of anchors. You're supposed to have something that triggers that extra bit in you, and that extra bit we're trying to trigger is rational mind in the present moment. Focus on your rational mind, you guys. Focus on the real you. You'll remember from your duality within, there is the real you, your consciousness, your rational mind, your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the animal brain, which is kind of our friend, but an annoying roommate if I'm being honest. So learn to trigger the real you, and you will learn to face any difficulty and find any motivation you need to. We're all in this together, and I'm rooting for you.